It's Keisha with New World Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Winter Solstice full moon vlog. And this is such an energetically rich and special time of year and very magical. And I just wanted to come on just to make sure you take time out of your busy schedule during this time of year to really slow down, okay, and really feel deeply into the seasonal energies that are around us right now, and to really use these energies to supercharge your own spiritual and divine power. So in our very masculine Western world, it can become all too easy to forsake and ignore our very different and misunderstood feminine sides of ourselves, our feminine power. This time of the year really celebrates that part of you. It celebrates the feminine. And the feminine is a part of you, no matter what your gender or gender identity. Okay, never forget that. There is great power in the masculine, all right? Yes, we know that, and this side is celebrated so much in our society. It's really often wielded unevenly, okay? But there's also great power in the feminine side of you as well. And today, I want you to really rediscover, embrace, enjoy, revel in, and exercise that power, and to really commit to expanding it and using it in the year to come. Okay? So, happy Winter Solstice, and as a special Winter Solstice gift to you, I've created a special meditation titled The Gifts of the High Priestess that will be included towards the end of this video. Alright? You can get a free audio MP3 version as well from newworldtarot.org, and the link will be below. Okay, so definitely check that out. Alright, so let's get right into it. So this December 21st marks the Winter Solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. And the Winter Solstice is traditionally the official beginning of winter. And ever since the Summer Solstice, which is around June 21st or 22nd, which also happens to be my birthday, I'm the Summer Solstice baby. So ever since that time, the amount of daylight has been shortening in barely perceptible quantities. And at the Winter Solstice, sunlight decrease hits its most extreme, resulting in the shortest day and the longest night of the year. This point of the year marks a turn, and from here on out, the sunlight will steadily increase a tiny fraction at a time until it once again hits its other extreme, at the polar side of the year, which is the Summer Solstice yet again. Okay? So now, here in the Northern Hemisphere, winter certainly has its fans and its devotees, okay? You may know people who love winter. I certainly do. Or you yourself may love or at least like winter for various reasons. Most popularly, people love skiing and snowboarding and also the high holidays like Christmas and New Year's. And a lot of people, and I'm not kidding here, a lot of people love winter because, and I quote, it's not hot. It's not hot. That is the actual reason for a lot of people being a fan of winter. So a lot of people hate the heat. But nonetheless, I feel that most people dislike winter a great deal and consider it an unfortunate aspect of living in a temperate part of the Northern Hemisphere. Just something to be put up with, just because you happen to be born here or you're here for your job or whatever. Okay? But I really want us to take a closer look at what is happening during this time of year. The life-giving sun is withdrawing, pulling further and further from the earth. The air cools, rushing waters still, then they freeze, the earth hardens, and all nature learns to really conserve its energy. And it learns to really just be still and even let a part of itself die for the greater good of itself. So everywhere we look, we see the constantly recurring themes of stillness, of inner strength, of instincts, of introspection, of rest and recovery, and of dreams even, and yes, even death. However, winter shows an amazing amount of death in its most spiritual sense, that is, its temporary sense. It shows the temporariness of death. So much of the earth appears to die. Leaves die and fall to the ground, plants die, animals retreat to hidden lairs, and yet, with the thawing of the earth and the spring, all of this life slowly peaks back into boisterous life once more. And there are other themes that the winter brings. Summer showcases outer strength and generosity. Okay? So during the summer, the sun is strong. The air is strong and hot. It's easy to survive in summer because in true masculine yang way, the outer world is strong for you. So all you have to do is accept and collect what the summer brings you. Fruit, produce, herbs, you know? Winter, on the other hand, showcases inner strength. Right? Winter is aloof and exists simply because she is. She offers nothing. To survive, you really have to be strong on the inside. And if you're not strong and resourceful, you may not survive the winter. All right? So, and another aspect is there's just so much beauty to be found in the winter. So unlike the beauty of the summer, winter's white and frozen beauty just can seem otherworldly. It's less like Earth and more like lands that only exist in our imaginations. It's hypnotic, it's bewitching, it's strange, and it's eerie in its stillness and quiet. There is so much magic and mystery in winter as well. One only has to spend time in a woodland or a forest, that's sleeping underneath a blanket of snow and just listen. You just listen to the quiet, and you just feel the stillness. And it's as if all of nature has an intelligence that recognizes that it's time to be quiet, that it's time to go within and to do less. All right? There is power in that energy. There's power in the energy that is all about quiet and stillness and not doing anything. And there's power in that energy, and that is so incredibly undervalued by our mainstream society. More than anything, the winter solstice reminds us that nature is cyclical. It reminds us that, there are seasons and there are times for vibrance and energy and expansion and growth and movement, but that there are also seasons for stillness and going within and resting and conserving your energy. And there's times for just being, without trying to do anything. The summer solstice, with its abundance of sunlight and virile growth and energy, it's a very yang time of year that is dripping with the energy of the divine masculine. The winter solstice, on the other hand, with its icy, aloof beauty, is a yin time of year that is permeated with the energy of the divine feminine. Everyone loves the resurrectionist rebirth power of spring, when you have the new buds coming through and little baby animals being born and thawing, rushing waters. But what makes that possible? The winter makes spring possible. There can be no glorious, beautiful spring without the silent deconstruction and challenges of winter. So, when I experience winter, especially winter in nature, be in a forest or a field or an ocean, it actually reminds me strongly of female menstruation. Just like winter, the days of menstruation in a woman can be uncomfortable and trying and challenging, and yet also strangely pleasurable, because a cycle demands that you stop, it demands that you rest, you be still, that you withdraw from the world at least a little bit, and that you conserve your energy and check in with your feelings and thoughts more. Okay? Because if you don't take this time to take care of yourself, you can find that you can burst out at inconvenient moments, and make things really unruly. It becomes harder to kind of keep things together when you don't listen to your inner energy during this time of the month. And my cycle personally reminds me that though I may be equal with a man, I am not a man, and there are aspects about me that are icy, harsh, strange, misunderstood, and just not really valued by your masculine society. And you know what? Like, my menstrual cycle challenges me. Similarly to how winter can push you to your limit and test what's really inside and what you're made of, my menstrual cycle often does the same thing. And part of that can really push you and test your endurance for discomfort. And furthermore, like winter makes spring possible, a menstrual cycle also makes new life possible by clearing out and destroying what is no longer needed. It clears out and it breaks down things so that the new growth becomes possible. Okay? So, can you see any similarities here, And also, as an aside, I actually would love to recommend a book right now called Wild Power. It's amazing. I'm going to do a little review for it as well. And this book also completely changed the way I view my menstrual cycle. It actually refers to menstruation as inner winter, which is awesome. And when I read that, my mind was like totally blown. Like, Like, the similar readings are uncanny, you know. The book is amazing, and I highly recommend it. And I'm not going to go into it all that much here, but trust me, I will put a review out and for further information. But anyway, I digress. Getting back to our topic here. All right, so you may ask yourself about now, so what? You know, so what? The winter brings gifts of stillness and introspection and quiet, and, you know, what power is in that? What does that have to do with anything? So, to me, the definition of power is in, you know, movement, goal achievement, you know, earning money, working hard. You may think that is power. Okay, masculinity is power. So what gifts does the feminine bring? What gifts are in the divine feminine? To best answer that question, I like to talk about a tarot card. Okay? And this tarot card, of all the 78 cards in the deck, in my opinion, best sums up the energies, the gifts, and the challenges of the divine feminine as represented by the winter solstice. And so I'd like to talk to you about the High Priestess card. All right, so this is, let's see, our High Priestess card. Look at that. All right. And this is from, of course, our classic Rider-Waite-Smith. This is when you think of tarot, usually you think of this deck and this particular card. And this is the original, most popular imagery. Okay, you see our woman here. We have her sitting between two pillars here. Okay, the moon beneath her feet, pomegranates behind her, a garden behind her. All right, she's holding a scroll, I believe, and draped in the colors of the moon: silver, blue, white. Okay. And so that is the High Priestess card. And this is definitely one of the most mysterious and hard to access, you know, and hard to really touch and know cards in the tarot deck. And because of that, I find that one of the most beautiful, one of the most fascinating, and definitely one of my favorite cards in the deck. Anytime I get a new tarot deck, this is one of the cards that I pause, you know, extra long on to see how these concepts are expressed by the deck creator and artist in that particular deck. Okay, so, and of course, you know, we have our Rider-Waite-Smith, and let's just very briefly also explore, just so you can see how it kind of expresses itself in different decks, which I always find interesting. So that same card, we now have the Venetian Tarot. Right, so these are some of my favorite decks that I love. All right, the Venetian Tarot, which is an awesome deck. And this is their High Priestess card as well. Okay, so you can see some of the similarities. We have the two pillars on the side. We have the same colors of silver. You know, we have blue. We have the moon in the background. Okay. Beautiful card. Beautiful card. All right, so that's the incarnation in the Venetian Tarot. All right, then we have something totally different. We have the Alice Tarot, which I love. This is one of my favorite decks I love to use. Highly recommend that. And we have High Priestess here as well. All right, and this is Alice through the looking glass. Gorgeous rendition of the High Priestess. Okay, so we have a duality here. Her actually coming through two worlds. She's basically straddling two worlds at once, coming from the looking glass world into the new world. What I think of when I see the clock here, I think about the timelessness. Time having no power. Power of the divine here. All right, so that is one of my favorite decks and an interesting rendition. And something I brand new received, Benabo Wen Spirit Keepers Tarot. Okay, this rendition. This is also an amazing deck that I hope to do a review of soon, because it is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay. And then we also have, and on this deck, very different, referred to simply as the Priestess. As you can see, similarities. We have the moons, the two pillars, the pomegranate. Love it. I absolutely love this deck. Beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so those are just some, you can kind of see how the imagery changes from deck to deck. Alright, so now you've seen a few examples, and if you are unfamiliar with the tarot, let's talk about it like super briefly. We'll just go through it. And it's not a tarot course, I don't want to overbore you, but let's talk about a little bit about it. So a typical Rider-Waite-Smith deck consists of 78 cards, and these cards are divided into two parts, the Minor Arcana and the Major Arcana. The Minor Arcana, which usually consists of 56 cards, deals with the situations and energies of daily life, and it just kind of covers the changeable emotions, events, and just the mundaneness of daily life on Earth. Now the Major Arcana, on the other hand, typically consists of 22 cards and depicts the big spiritual energetic archetypes found in the universe. These cards are usually what comes to mind when many people think of the tarot because they are so memorable. So these are cards like Strength, like the Chariot, the Lovers, and of course the favorites of horror movies, the Death card and the Devil card. Okay, and in a typical order, the Major Arcana, the High Priestess, which is the Major Arcana card, the High Priestess is Major Arcana card number 2. It is preceded by card 0, the Fool, and card 1, the Magician. So again, to better understand what the High Priestess is really all about, let's do a super quick tour through the two cards that precede this one. So first of all, we have card 0, the Fool. Now the Fool is usually listed as the first card of the Major Arcana, but it's actually both the first and the last. This is why it's given a number of 0 and not 1. The Fool represents pure potentiality, formlessness, and spirit. And on the journey of life, the Fool represents what we are before we are given physical form. It also represents what is inside each and every one of us, a playful, adventure-seeking spirit that wants to experience different experiences and take all paths for the sake of adventure. Of course, it also represents what we return to after our physical form fades away. So, the beginning, the present, the end, and the beginning again, all in a circle. Okay? Now the next card after that is Major Arcana card number 1, the Magician. Now this card really symbolizes mastery, skill, the ego, the will, and the mind's incredible ability to create and manifest its desires in physical form. The Magician is an amazing card that represents the power of the conscious mind to build the world around you. Now when you enter the physical world, your biggest asset is your mind. Your journey is all about learning to use it to achieve your desires on a physical plane and really to overcome the challenges of a physical world bound by physical laws. The Magician card reminds you that you're born with this great manifesting power of creation and that you'll always have it. But it also reminds you that you can create nightmarish and hellish creations as well, either intentionally or completely by accident. This then is the one, this then really is probably one of the first and most primal lessons of this journey, really. It's to strengthen and control this incredibly powerful manifesting tool that you have. To really master it, and not let it be the master of you. And then we finally come to Major Arcana card number 2, which is the High Priestess. All right? And if the motto of the Magician is to will, then the motto of the High Priestess is to know. While the Magician is all about the masculine process of outward, directive manifestation, the High Priestess is all about the feminine concept of just knowing information, without knowing how you know, as though through a sixth sense. While the magician can be linked to the conscious mind, the High Priestess is more linked to the subconscious. This card symbolizes the world of intuition, of information, really relayed to you through hunches, dreams, visions, and even psychic information. This is the card of the wise woman, the witch, the divine healer, and the shaman. The High Priestess represents femininity, but not the warm, spring-like, nurturing, and maternal goddess energy. No. This is the dark side of the feminine, her aloofness, her seemingly irrational nature, her coolness, her distance, her mystery, even her cruelty. This card represents the connection to source, to the universe, to spirit, that we all have. And that may seem, especially to a patriarchal culture that fears and distrusts and misunderstands it, it may seem to not exist in us, except maybe in a few gifted people, But this isn't true. Intuitive power can be strengthened in all of us if we choose to oppose mainstream society's lack of respect for it, and instead choose to honor it and work with it as a gift, just as valued and powerful as the gifts of the masculine. The High Priestess is all about stillness and receptivity and just opening to receive information instead of chasing after it outside of yourself, through an institution of higher learning, for example. To me, the High Priestess is a perfect tarot representative of the winter solstice. Just like winter, this is a symbol of secrets, of mystery, of dark feminine power, of going within, and of ancient magic. So, how can we bring more of these vital and powerful energies into our lives? Though this winter solstice is a wonderful time to tap into the energies, it's important to respect and hone your divine feminine power all year long. Because of this, I've included a winter solstice meditation, previously mentioned, inspired by the knowing yet unknowable, bewitching and enchanting High Priestess card. So the theme of the High Priestess is the number 2, which symbolizes duality, dark and light, spirit and earth, conscious, subconscious. But all of these not opposing each other, but working together. In that same vein, this meditation has 2 parts. The first part will be done in darkness, with your eyes closed as you listen to my voice to just let go and just connect with your inner High Priestess, aka your connection with Source. The second part will incorporate light. When you're done with the first part, you can open your eyes and focus on the flame of a lit candle, preferably in a dim room. If you don't happen to have a candle, you can look at the candle flame in the video instead. During this time, all you're going to do is just be still. You're just going to do your best to release all thoughts and just go into the void of thoughtlessness. Now, why do we do this? Again, the winter solstice is all about stillness and going within for strength and knowledge. This is also a gift and a lesson of the High Priestess card. When you shut off your energetically masculine and often dominant conscious mind with its ego and constant barrage of noise and thoughts about what you should do or shouldn't do, what needs done in the next 5 minutes. When you shut that part off, your inner voice, that part of you that's connected to Source and that downloads intuitive insight and information and wisdom, that part of you can connect with Source and then can actually be heard when a message comes through. But in order to do this, during the stillness and quiet part of your meditation, you're going to focus on the flame, preferably in a dim room, and empty your mind of all thoughts. If, or rather when, thoughts push into your mind, simply think, no thought, over and over again until your mind goes blank. No thought, no thought, no thought. Just think silently to yourself in your mind. All right? You're going to do this repeatedly, doing your best to remain blank-minded and open until the end of the meditation. Now, as a bonus winter solstice gift to you, I've included both the MP4 video and MP3 versions of the meditation for you to enjoy, wherever you are, whenever you feel like it. And though this is for the winter solstice, remember to use it, or any meditation of your choice, throughout the year. Okay? Well, that's it for me. So please enjoy your longest night, your holiday season, your Christmas, your Hanukkah, your Kwanzaa, your Yule, your winter solstice. Just enjoy the meditation, be blessed, be safe, and be happy and joy-filled for the rest of this year and for the year to come. Thank you. Be blessed. Enjoy. Hello, Keisha here of New World Tarot, and this is a meditation that I call The Gifts of the High Priestess, a Winter Solstice meditation. Welcome and thank you. This meditation is designed to help you tap into the powerful feminine energies of the longest night, the Winter Solstice. It is designed to strengthen your own self-trust, your own inner wisdom, your own intuitive guidance, and to help you to foster a closer connection and personal relationship with Source. Let's begin. Please find a quiet place where you can relax, listen to my voice, and not be disturbed. Once you've found a relaxing, out-of-the-way place, please get comfortable, either sitting upright in a chair, sitting upright on the floor with legs crossed, or lying down comfortably. I want you to stare straight ahead at a spot directly in front of you. Take a deep breath in and hold for a few seconds. And breathe out. We are going to do this a few more times, and each time I want you to relax your gaze. Let it get softer with each exhale. Inhale, hold for a few seconds, and exhale. Wonderful. Twice more. Inhale, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly. One more time. Inhale, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly. Now, this last time we are going to inhale again, and on your slow exhale, you're going to allow your eyes to gently close. Okay, here we go. Inhale, hold it, and gently exhale slowly, allowing those eyes to gently close. Very good. Now just breathe normally, in and out, and listen to my voice. You will naturally have many different thoughts come to you. For now, allow your thoughts to come. Allow them to come, but just observe your thoughts floating by. Imagine that your thoughts are just floating by you, and just watch them float by and continue on their way. You are no longer thinking your thoughts. You're just observing them. Good. Just breathe normally and softly and listen to my voice. Now, you're going to tense and then relax each part of your body in turn, beginning with your feet and working your way slowly up. Let's begin. Tense your toes and feet. Really squeeze them and feel them. And now, just relax your feet and feel all tension in your feet melting away. You may feel as though your feet are being dipped in a pool of warm, soothing water. Really good. Now you're just going to imagine that this water is moving up to your calves. Really tense your calves for just a few seconds. Tense them up. And now release them. And really feel all tension melting away. Just let them relax. You can feel as your calves are being soothed by the pool of warm, relaxing water. Now you're going to imagine that water is moving up to your thighs and glutes. Really tense them up. Squeeze your thighs and glutes. And now just relax them. Just feel them relax. You can feel as though your thighs and glutes are now being submerged in that warm and soothing pool of water. Now imagine that warm water is moving up to your belly. Really squeeze your belly, squeeze it tight, and relax. Just let it relax. And you can feel as though the warm and comforting pool of water is soothing your belly. Now imagine that water is moving up to your shoulders and your neck. Really tense up your shoulders and your neck. Tense them up and feel that tension. And now relax those parts. Relax your shoulders and neck and just feel that comforting pool of water. Just relax your upper body completely. And finally, feel that water, just the warm beauty of it moving up to your face. Just squeeze up their face tight. Right, no one's looking at you. And now, just relax your face completely. Just imagine that warm and soothing pool of water caressing your head and your face. Very good. Now just let your whole body relax. Just completely relax and listen to my voice. You are very, very peaceful and relaxed now. I'm going to count backwards from 10 to 1. And by the time I get to 1, you will be even more relaxed than you are now. Here we go. 10, 9, becoming even more relaxed. 8, going deeper and deeper within yourself. 7, 6, even more relaxed. 5, even more relaxed, going deeper and deeper within yourself. 4, 3, relaxing even more. 2, letting all tension release from your body. 1. You are now very, very peaceful, calm, and relaxed. Very good. Now I want you to imagine that there is a voice within you. She speaks softly but firmly. Hers is a voice that you've heard many times in your life. Her voice is quiet, soft-spoken, but immensely powerful. She's spoken to you in dreams and in the bright light of day. You know her voice. You trust her voice, as you recognize that she has guided you before in times in the past. You have heeded her advice in past times without knowing why you should, but just listening to her because it felt right. It felt true. Her advice had turned out to be the right advice, and you've learned that her voice is truth. It may have been hard to hear her in the past, as her soft but strong voice could have been drowned out by the loud masculine voice of others, the voice of your society, of your culture, of your government. You may have placed more authority on these voices than hers in the past, but now you know that she is an authority that deserves respect as well. And beneath the loud masculine outer voices of the world, she is there. She has always been there. She is there to nurture and guide you and protect you. She loves you and wants nothing but the absolute best for you. She is here to keep you safe and also to give you the deepest desires of your heart. She is here to care for you and to guide your way. Her voice is soft, but her voice is that of the cosmos, not of man. She knows when to be gentle and giving as freshly fallen snow, and she knows when to be destructive, dark, and as hard and unyielding as ice. She is shadow and light,
as both of these and every shade in between is natural and powerful and necessary. As you listen to her voice more and more, you realize that she knows you better and more intimately than anyone on earth. She knows you better than your government, better than your human spiritual mentors, better than your neighbors, better than your friends, better than your family. She knew you before you were human and intimately knows your strengths, your challenges, your fears, and your deepest desires. As you listen to her voice more and more, you also realize that she is a part of you. You realize that she has always been a part of you. And you realize that she is you. Her voice is within you. Her voice is a part of you. She loves you, and you love yourself. When you trust her, you trust yourself. You always trust yourself above the advice of others. You make decisions confidently. You trust yourself as a compass guides a traveler through a dark forest. As she knows you, you know yourself. You know yourself better than you can know any other person on this earth. You know your challenges so that you can better overcome them. As she respects you, you respect yourself. You always respect your own wisdom and heed it when it arises, even if it is not popular. As she loves you, you love yourself. You are led by your heart and passions. You listen and watch for signs. You trust yourself. You always trust yourself above the advice of others. You make decisions confidently. You trust yourself as a compass guides a traveler through a dark forest. You know yourself. You know yourself better than you can know any other person on this earth. You know your challenges so that you can better overcome them. You respect yourself. You always respect your own wisdom, your own guidance, and you heed it when it arises, even if it is not popular. You love yourself. You are led by your own heart and passions because you trust and know that they are there for a reason. You listen and watch for signs. You forgive yourself and release all resentment, self-criticism, and blame. You are more than enough as you are right now. Your light contains shadow, and your shadow contains light. There is strength even in your flaws. You are more than enough as you are right now. You accept yourself, all sides of you, the light and the shadow. There is power even in the darkness. You enjoy yourself and like and love the person you are. Pleasure seeks you as much as you seek it. Now, take a moment to really just be present and really let all thoughts, all criticism, all self-doubt go. let it vanish. Let all thoughts, all criticism, all self-doubt dissipate like the faint smoke of a candle, rising and vanishing into the air. Let all your thoughts burn off into the air, and let your mind go blank. Momentarily, think of reaching out and touching Source with your mind. Imagine that you, yourself, are gently, pleasurably turning into smoke as from a candle, and rising into the infinite source of pure potentiality, into Source, to blend and be one with it. Now, if you wish, you can either keep your eyes closed, or you can open your eyes slightly now and gently gaze into the candle flame before you. You can just relax your gaze and let your gaze go soft. You can even keep your eyes mostly closed and let in just a bit of the flame light. Just let your mind go still and silent. We are going to sit here for 5 whole minutes, and you can actually sit longer if you would like. If you begin thinking and having thoughts again, just let the thoughts go by, reciting no thought, over and over mentally, while releasing all thought until your mind once again goes blank and still. This may need to occur repeatedly at first, but it will become easier with practice. Just allow all of the previous spiritual work with your meditation to sink in, and open yourself up to Spirit, up to Source. Make yourself and your mind and your spirit an empty vessel, and allow Spirit to fill you. We're going to sit in stillness for 5 minutes. Though, with practice, I encourage you to stop or pause the meditation and sit in stillness for longer, even 10 or 15 minutes, or as long as you would like. And just be still and relax. Okay. Perfect. Now take a deep breath and exhale. Wonderful. Feel gratitude in your heart for this moment and send it back to Source. Now, I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. When I get to 1, you will be fully awake, empowered, confident, and ready to continue your day. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, slowly waking. 7, 6, 5, feeling everything coming back alive. 4, stretching out all your fingers, toes, and legs. 3, opening your eyes wider. 2, and 1, fully awake. Welcome back. If you would like, you can journal on your experience and write down anything that came to mind during your meditation. If nothing immediately came to mind, simply continue with your day and continue to be receptive to anything that may come through. Information and insight will come to you if you are open to receive it. Thank you. Be blessed. Be safe, be happy, and enjoy this meditation as often as you would like. Enjoy your life journey and the gifts it brings. Be blessed.